Hello.
It threw us both on mute. What happened?
Oh,
Hi.
really? Hi. Well, we've messed up the beginning. You know what? It's going to be hilarious because the audio version will just be me talking. Anyways, it feels correct. It feels right. How are you, Jason?
The best.
You're the best.
Yeah, I figured out how to do my own name today. So Jason. Yes.
I'm really proud of Jason. I did give him some snarky comments. We'll unpack it with our guest today. I was not.
Let's leave that one closed. We'll zip it up. Throw the suitcase out the window.
I did give Jason a lot of technological sass this morning.
It's afternoon for you, but morning for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone said, okay, so we're not muted anymore. I don't know why that happened. Very strange, very strange. Okay, let's just get to our guest. Like, we love him. You love him. We always become better people after we talk to him. I know some people in the chat are having a soft day. We will unpack that.
Yeah.
Let's just welcome our guru, our friend, and that is Mr. ADAM CAWLEY.
Hi, everybody.
Adam!
What's up?
What a damn pleasure it is to have you on this goddamn chat. I'm so glad that you're here.
I have to say, I'm thrilled to be here, and I'm so happy that 50% of you came correct.
Because here's the thing. The last couple of times you've been on, I have not come correct. And today I got up early, I curled my hair twice, and I threw on a blouse. I came correct.
Well, even when, Stacey, when you don't come correct, you're still right. You still come right.
Bless you.
Like, I just noticed when you popped on, like, your teeth are white, you guys have white light, and it really was contrast to my, like, I've got a blue light. Like, if this was inside out, I'm literally Phyllis walking around going, all right.
But here's the thing. I've told you steps that you can take to improve, and you don't.
I do. I've done everything that you've told me, I've done. I have done all of it.
Wee woo. Kelsey says that that this allows us to see the entire room behind Jason.
This is actually, I keep telling you guys that this is my kids' room, but this is my room. This is actually my room. This is how you play basketball.
Jason, Adam, I have to say, how are you? What's going on? What's new with you? We've missed you so deeply and desperately.
Things are good. I went to a very interesting event last night.
Oh, dish.
So there is this new alcohol called 18.8. And it's branded as an alcohol that if you want to drink but don't want to get drunk, it's half the alcohol of gin and vodka. And so I went to this event and ran into a friend of ours, Ashley Botting.
Love.
And pulled one of my favorite moves, which is my partner gets invited to these kinds of events. So I kind of tag along sometimes. But one of my favorite things to do when you see an event like this is to act like you belong.
Yeah, of course.
So we saw our friend Ashley Botting, and Botting just kind of sidled in, sat down. We had a chat. Someone came up, can I get you anything? And Botting's like, I'll have a drink. And then we had a nice hang and got free drinks, free food. It was wonderful.
Wow. I'm freaking jealous. You're an events man now.
I'm an events man.
We can also pass on to our community here, because your partner if you're in Toronto, does a great podcast about Toronto and all the things that go on here. Yeah.
Danny Stover.
Absolutely. Yeah. Blog TO. Check it out.
And that's all she gets, because I didn't get invited to this non-alcoholic alcohol party.
It was so funny. Like, it just the way they would brand it, it was so confusing, because it's like, this has half the alcohol of a regular cocktail. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I looked at the serving size, and it's double the amount of alcohol that you would have in a normal cocktail.
But that's great, because I was going to say, like, this party, I've been to those parties where you're like, oh, free booze, and everyone's like, okay, great. But by the end of the night, people are like, I don't know. You know, when you said this in the office, but at the end of that party, it would just be like, everyone would be like, okay, we're all still pretty sober. This is the end of the night, I guess.
So, okay,
yeah.
See you guys in the office tomorrow.
It has less alcohol.
But they put more in it in the cocktail.
So it's the normal amount of alcohol, because they've added more of it, but they've branded it as it's less alcohol, but it's just equal alcohol.
But
It
it's
was
still
quite-
less. And I'll tell you why. Because you've been
Okay.
there. You've been in this for sure. Where you go to a bar and you're like, well, I just want a cocktail tonight. Or like, not even a cocktail. Like, just give me straight up on the rocks. And then you get straight up on the rocks and you're like, what the? This is a sip. And then I got to order another drink. But then if you get that, you're going to get the same amount of alcohol, but more liquid. So it's like Adam Cawley likes to order cocktails sometimes, I believe, in a tall glass. You're like, give me a tall glass because I want more alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or not more alcohol, just more liquid. So it takes more time to do it. So essentially you're just getting more time and then you won't get as drunk. I get it. It actually works.
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, again, if I went to this event, my opinion might have changed. I did not get an invitation. And I'm just,
right.
if you want less alcohol, just put less in.
Yeah.
But you can't do that at the bar. You can't be like, hey, Bart. Well, you guess you
Yes,
could.
you
But
can. You can go, can I get a half shot of gin? If you go, can I get a gin and tonic?
Stacey, I want to be with you at a bar when you're like, hey, can I get that with a half shot of gin? I want to be there when that bartender goes,
I'm not doing that ever.
I know.
I am quantity over quality, baby. That's why I drink beer.
Well, it was quite bizarre, but it was a lovely end to the summer. But I think the big takeaway was acting like you belong. Just to see that work was my favorite thing.
I think if I were to go with two people to pretend I belong, I would go with you and Ashley Botting. That would be, yeah. I would get kicked out even though we were invited. You know, we would just, the vibe would be incorrect.
Would you be embarrassed if you got caught and asked to leave?
Oh my God. No. I wouldn't recover. Are you kidding me? I would never recover.
I might be embarrassed inside, but I certainly wouldn't act like it. I'd be like, okay, I gotta go see it. I would apologize 17 times, but I would not be like, oh God.
Yeah, Jason would pull out some like receipt and be like, well, my invitation, I'm confused. I think I'm supposed to be here. It's like, sir, this is a receipt from Winners. You have to leave.
Wait, this is not Winners? Where do I return my shirt?
Are you sure?
So just take the shirt with me? Okay.
Okay. You're the boss.
I would kill to see Jason with that amount of confidence. To push back. If someone said, can you leave? If someone said to him at his own wedding, can you leave? He'd be like, of course. I'm out of here.
My bad.
Absolutely my bad.
Food sucked anyways. See you later.
Did the food suck at your wedding?
No, everything was great. It was beautiful.
Sure.
It was. You were there.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, you know, we all think certain things until.
Well, I'm only thinking about the food that came late at night was Big Man's Pizza, so that's all I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that was
the actual meal. I don't know.
So, Adam, I want to ask. Okay, first of all, Haley just says Stacey and cerulean, which maybe is the blue. Am I learning something? Is a cerulean blue? Is that a thing? I
don't know. I feel like it's is that not sort of like a sign sort of thing, like not a Pisces, but some sort of at that world?
I don't know. Adam, what kind of blue?
I don't know. I was going to ask you though, because of the Pisces thing. When is your birthday?
February.
Oh, okay. Because I'm a March 10th baby. So when you've been going through the horoscopes, I've been aligning myself with you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I feel like that's correct because you're on the cusp of what? Pisces and
Aries.
Mm-hmm. Because Pisces, do you find so where do you relate to the Pisces and where do you not? Because Jason's a skeptic, but I'm just curious.
I honestly don't know anything I'm supposed to do. I know more about the Chinese calendar, and I'm a rat in the Chinese calendar.
Okay.
And that is like very much like a very social animal, very industrious, makes use of small amounts of things to get the most out of things, and very social, always around a large group. Pisces, I don't know what I'm supposed to be into.
So Pisces it really depends. I'm going to quickly, by the end of this podcast, pull up your astrological chart and we're going to see what's your main sign and what's your moon. Because I am Pisces, which is wishy-washy. And Jenny will know. Jenny Cirillo, who's in the chat. She also says, I really love that Jason brought up zodiac sign today. This is the sort of growth that she loves to see.
But I only brought it up because I was dead wrong. Apparently, cerulean is a blue that they brought up in Devil's Wears Prada, which I assume.
Devil's Wears his Pradas.
Devil's Wears those Pradas.
So, Jay, do you have a beer?
I wish.
What is the tall can you have?
It's a La Croix.
Oh, La Croix. Okay.
Oh my God.
Cherry lime. It's weird. Cherry lime comes in a different can for some reason. They were just like, it doesn't fit in the other cans or something, but it's weird tall ones. Anyways,
It's fancy.
we're sponsored by LaCroix now. So great.
So what year were you born?
84.
84. Okay. And do you know what the time you were born?
6:15 p.m.
Oh my God. That's amazing. I asked my parents and they were like, we don't know. I was like, what do you mean you don't know? It's like a very important time for you. They're like,
Your dad was like, I wasn't there. I don't know.
and you were born in Toronto, right?
I was born at Women's College Hospital, Young in College.
We only need to know the city.
No. My dad parked in FA in the parking lot.
Like, no joke though, if you said that to me, like, if he really knew that, that would be really special. Just because, like, you know, my experience is my parents being like, what? No one knows when their kids were born. I'm like, I think they all do. I think they actually remember it.
Yeah, I was a difficult birth. My mom had to be in the hospital for 6 weeks before.
No.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Really?
She had to be bedridden for 6 weeks before I could, I was not healthy or something.
They were like, come on out. And I was like, hold on a sec. I just got to do my hair. I just got to get fixed up here.
Wah,
Wild.
wah.
Okay, so I'm going to do your chart right now. Okay, so here we go.
Okay.
So your sun is Pisces, so you are Pisces, and your moon is Gemini. Okay, so Mercury, which is like your male energy, is Pisces, but your like feminine, like Venus energy is Aquarius. You're all over the place. Because I have a lot of Pisces, Libra, and I think Sagittarius.
Does that mean I get along with those people, or I have bits of those people in me?
You have a bit of those people with you. So I am Pisces, but my moon is in Libra, which really makes a lot of sense because Libra is all about balance and structure. So as a Pisces, I create chaos, or I live in chaos, and I'm sort of like washy and all over the place, Cal Surprise. But I want to be a woman who wakes up at 6 a.m. and like has tasks and does things. So I'm constantly in battle with my moon. Does that make sense?
Oh, it does. But it's so funny because you give Jason such a hard time for not doing those kinds of things. But you struggle with it.
We love to project. I mean,
okay, cool.
We love to project. But
it's a great time.
I also give Jason a hard time because there's two roads to take.
Here it comes.
And you've known Jason longer than me. There's two roads to take. There's like not an easy road, but like the road to resolution.
The mediocre average road that everybody takes.
And then there's this like
the fun, interesting way.
Right. That ends up in chaos and more problems. And Jason always takes the other one.
That's where you find the cutest flowers.
Oh.
What?
You're going to walk down that path. It's just a path. It's already built. Or you're going to walk down and you're going to make your own path.
It's like, Jason, you're late for this meeting, but I got 2 flowers. So you're late for what are you talking about? Your flight left.
It's gone.
It just means another adventure for me here in Portland. So let's do this.
Why are you in Portland?
I took a stopover. They said take a direct flight, but I was like, I'm going to take a couple stops, please. I'm in Portland.
Okay. Okay.
Anyways, Toronto to Buffalo. It's just a bit of a sidetrack.
Perfect.
Let's get into TikToks.
Oh, Jason brought some TikToks he wants to talk about, but before we do that, I want to get an update on Pimple City. What's going on with your pimple? Okay.
I heard about it. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's gone
actually
down.
Not as bad. It was really like another head yesterday on my head.
Oof.
It's still there. I mean, like I didn't go buy a face mask since the day we spoke, but like I don't know. I've just been like, I don't know, cleaning it really hard.
Jay, do you have a regimen?
Oh
no.
This is thank you, Adam. What a beautiful transition. What's your regimen?
I just said I don't even have one. Like I have a face wash and that's it. A face wash, and then I have like oil of Olay like skin cream for your face. That's it.
You SPF in it?
Yeah,
you 20 SPF in that thing.
That's pretty good.
That's okay. Jameson has a really great comment that I love. It says, every once in a while, it looks like Jason is pushing a button on his own soundboard, but then nothing happens.
It does up here. Trust me.
I did add something to my skincare regimen that I would like to share, mostly just with Adam, because I feel like he would really appreciate it. So I've been talking, and there's a huge TikTok that I'm a part of called the skincare TikTok, where they talk about skincare. And as we're aging beautifully, there's a huge thing they recommend, which is vitamin C. And so a big one that's been recommended too is the L'Oreal Retinol vitamin C, because because vitamin C can be unstable. So that means it can do more harm than good, because if it hits the light, it's like vitamin C is a tricky gal. Anyways, I've been using it, life-changing. If you're over 30, get on the vitamin C. I saw it change the first day.
Really?
After the first night, I noticed a complete change in my skin.
Now, when's this applied? Is this a morning? Is this a night?
It's a morning and a night, and then we need to do SPF because we're making ourselves very susceptible to the sun. But I'm telling you, Adam, you have really lovely skin, and Jason, I know that you deal with a lot of redness. Vitamin C, it's really good, really good.
Yeah,
I eat vitamin C. That's about it.
You say you hate vitamin C?
I eat it. Like I've already had my vitamin C today. I've already had it.
You got to put on your face.
You need that topical.
Just take that pill and just kind of like.
Look at Adam's face. Like his skin is so even.
Yeah, beautiful.
I think it's just shiny.
No. It's dewy. It's glowy. Look at the skin. Jason's right in the middle of us, and I know he's on his own skincare journey. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, everyone's different, man.
You know what? I love coming on this podcast because it really just point out all my faults and my flaws.
No, you said that you wanted help with your skin.
So this is like yeah, you said you wanted to be tough, so I beat you up. Like, let's go.
No. Well, there's an ambulance. Sorry. So to answer the question of which vitamin C am I using?
Thinking.
The L'Oreal Revitalift vitamin C. It comes in like a little, it looks like a little syringe. It's very good. Very good. Anyways, that's my skincare. But what's yours, Adam? What are you doing?
I've got a Lush bar where what do you have it? It's got the microdermabrasion stuff. Okay. So there's Lush, and then during the day it's a SPF 20 cream, and then at night the Lush again, but a vitamin E cream.
Vitamin E is so good for your skin. It's so good.
Yeah, my partner is obsessed with Lush. Yeah. And so most of the products in my home are in little tins, and then you open them up and it looks like little cheese, and you have to figure out if it's a shampoo, a conditioner, a body wash, a face wash.
They're all the same thing though, right?
For people who don't know,
you got a 6-in-1.
Yeah. Lush is in the States, right? Yeah, it's not Canadian.
Lush is worldwide. It's you can always, if you're walking in like any city center, you can always smell Lush from like a mile away. Yeah.
Oh, not to brag, but I used to work there. And
did you?
Yeah, I used to work at Lush, and
another job you probably either quit in an awesome fashion or they let you go and you made a move.
I've only been fired twice. One from a doggy daycare and one from Second City.
What about after Indigos? And you were like, fine, I'm taking to take that. What about Tickle Bish?
So I was fired. Yes, I was fired from Second City when I worked in the office.
Oh, right.
Very epic story. Was given a box filled by things, and then our friend Gary was driving past me in a convertible and was like, "Do you need a ride?" And I was like, "No, I'd rather just keep walking with my items in this box and crying all the way home." In Indigo, I quit. They forced me out, and I quit in an epic way. Lush, I just stopped going in, baby.
So you were never actually hired by Lush. You just went there with your own apron and you were like telling people about the products.
Let me tell you, allegedly, although this happened to me, but alleged, you had to dance for the job interview. They made you dance in front of a group.
Nope. Hell no.
They did.
They don't do that anymore. I guarantee you. Hey, Dan, you know that fun thing you make the high school kids do when they come in here for a job review? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's great. They love it. They get really into it. There's their dids. And like, we're not doing that anymore, Dan.
If you think I was in high school, you are gravely mistaken. I was into my 20s.
How did you get fired from the doggy daycare?
Okay, yeah. So I worked at the doggy daycare. It was the best. Okay. I worked in the back room with the dogs. It was so fun. And then the owner was like, we think you have a great personality and we want you to work in the front. And I was like, but the front sucks, because the front, you're just like selling leashes, you know? And so she made me go to the front, and it was boring. And I never got to play with the dogs or sit in the puppy room or anything like that. It was really, really stressful.
That's not why you got into the doggy daycare game.
It's not why I got into the doggy daycare game. I want to play with the dogs. So, so it was like not great. It was not a great situation. And I was fired, but they made me work the whole day, which really.
They fired you and then made you work?
No. They made me work the whole day. And then they're like, oh, by the way, you're fired.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So then they said they were letting other people go. So I let those people know that they were also about to be fired. And then I left.
Mistake number 1, telling Stacey we got to do something.
Can I tell you what happened to my friend of mine who uses a doggy service?
Please.
So she lives in a condo and has to work, and she has a dog. So the dog walker comes up, lets themselves in, takes the dog for a walk. One day she was working from home, and she was like, oh, the dog walker's coming. I don't want to talk to the dog walker. I'm going to go get a coffee. So she leaves, comes back, and her dog's still there. And there's a note that says, hey, Beans and I had a great walk today. We had a lot of fun. And she caught her because it had been like 10 minutes. And it was like, how long have you been doing this to my dog? Coming up, writing a note saying you had a great time, and then the dog doesn't go for a walk all day.
No.
Isn't that brutal?
What about the bathroom or something? Wouldn't the dog be like pissing all over the floors in the condo or something?
Oh my God.
I guess, but it's like, it's a dog. What are you going to say?
So she probably takes it out quick enough just to be like, cool, pee, I'm going and taking you right back up.
No, because you wouldn't
Maybe
do that in 10 minutes in a condo.
Or they have like pee pads or something, like where
or
you
in
can
the
just
stairwell. Because when I used to live in a condo in Toronto, that was like the big complaint all the time. Like, there's pee again in the stairwell. There's poo in the stairwell. It's like people just go out and be like, great, let me dog pee real quick.
Oh.
So what did your friend do? Did they call the company?
Oh yeah. And they're like, they were mortified, but and that person, I don't know if they got fired or not, probably got moved to the front.
That person was the one that answered the phone. It was like, no, that's disgusting. Anyway, we'll talk to her.
Oh my God, she did what?
She was just on the phone.
Oh my God.
No. Zach Morris?
I miss those phones. Do you ever remember the landlines where you would, with the long cord? My mom would always get so mad because we would pull the cord into the closest room and close the door because the in the kitchen. Yeah.
And then the cords end up getting more and more tangled all the time. And then you just like, by the end, you're just like, oh.
And it was so funny how like right now, if I was on the phone and I wanted to say something like about the person, I would mute it. So it's like, there's no way they can hear. But back then it would just be like, they can't hear this. Like, this person's a fucking bitch.
Hi, Stacey. I'm like, hello. Yeah, but now you have to like, I guess I did. You know what? I didn't even think that. You just blew my mind. I don't even mute. I still just like put it on my leg, and I'm like, all right now. I didn't know you were mute.
Oh no, you got to mute.
That's really nice.
Yeah, Stacey, I've heard all those things. Everything you said.
Well, have you learned?
Yep.
That's great. I'm proud. I can't believe that because like I talk a big game, but I'm always scared of like not doing my job. Like getting in trouble is like I'm so scared to get in trouble. Like, you know?
It's so funny because it's like because you have such such a personality that it's like, if you did your job and someone said you didn't, they better watch out.
I would lose my mind. I'd be like, where was it not?
Yeah. But that guilt of being like, I lied, I didn't do it. That's mortifying. Did I tell you how I got fired from the bakery? I
can't believe you've been fired. Please tell us.
I can't believe you work in the bakery. You just surround yourself with carbs all day. How did that happen?
It was a big problem. That's where I learned the trick of you take a fresh loaf of French bread and you break it and you dig the insides out.
No.
And then rub it on the top of the big plat of butter that we had. And then you just eat it. That's what you do.
That's what who does. That's what you did in the bakery.
That's what the bakery boys did.
The bakery boys.
This is a little inside, but like, what was the bakery? The one down on? Anyways, fine. I'll ask you after.
So it was right across.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it was right across from Jason and I's high school, and it was the grocery store there. And so the way all the departments worked was like we all had each other's back. And so like someone comes to the bakery, it's like, yo, you got a pizza bun for me? I'm like, yeah, I got a pizza bun for you. You go to like the deli counter. It's like, you got a Havarti slice for me? It's like, yeah, I got a Havarti. So we all did that.
Right.
And so I guess I got a little too carried away. And I'd be like, you got like 10 slices of turkey for me? Great. You got this for me? And I made a big old sandwich.
Of course.
And the new boss came back and was like, what's this? I was like, sandwich. And he's like, do you have a receipt for it? I was like, no, like it's the grocery store. No. Do you not know what we all do? And he brought me into the office, and we were part of a union, but I didn't know what unions did. Right. So he's like, you can sign this if you want. And I was like, okay. And I signed it. And I guess I signed an admission of guilt. And I got fired for basically stealing a sandwich from my own grocery store that I made. I made the bread, and then I took meat and I ate it. And I
know you think you're arguing your case here, but you kind of are being like, I worked at a bike store, but like I put the bike together.
Oh,
no. But when you work with food, here's the thing.
Yeah, eat lunch. I get it. I'm kidding.
When you work with food, you get that food for free. Like even when I worked at Dairy Queen, they were like, you get a discount. And I was like, sure. And that's free. The discount is free. If you think I'm putting the food I ate in a binder so people can see what I ate for lunch, you're crazy.
I think it's like, look, if you're at Dairy Queen and you get like, look, I'm on break, I'm getting a Blizzard, fine. I think what I did was like, I'm going to get a Blizzard and then I'm going to load some dilly bars into my car.
Oh, no, Adam, let's be clear. Like I also was doing that. Like
okay.
For lunch at Dairy Queen, I would get 3 chicken strips. I would make them buffalo style, which they didn't have at the time. Onion rings, maybe a burger, and obviously a Blizzard. Like I was just making everything.
Yeah, but like it was an expense because it was essentially your transportation because your dad would drive you to and from work for food.
Yeah, he would put in his order so I could get picked up.
I mean, that's part of it's an expensive business.
Onion rings, well done. If I got in the car and they were just so, he'd be like, I mean, okay.
Maybe if I leave them here in the hot car for a while.
Yeah, I basically stole and got caught.
But Jan says when she worked at Godiva, her broke roommates and her bathed in fine chocolate.
Whoa.
So everyone's stealing from food. We had at Dairy Queen a bag of change.
I did not.
Oh.
I never stole from that because that's like money, but I just stole product, which I guess is also money.
I'm not sure if I'm supposed to get involved in the chat, but Haley is really not into my stealing of the product.
Oh, so you were stealing product.
I was like 17.
You got to know Haley. Haley tells it like it is.
Oh, Serena, fair enough.
Serena says she used to work at Subway, which makes me emotional. There were no way to get any food for free, not even the stuff we had to throw out in the evenings. What?
Oh my gosh. If
all restaurants,
and the grocery stores too, the amount that you have to throw out is quite upsetting.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because did you work at Subway?
Me?
Yeah.
No, one bakery boy experience was enough for me.
My friend used to work at Tim Hortons and they would throw out like Timbits by like the bag was like the size of a garbage bag and you just go poof. So he brought one out one time. He's like, this is what we threw out today. Anyways, here you go. Here's a bag of Timbits.
That's
amazing. We had a big Timbit fight. It was great.
Cute.
The big scam at the grocery store was because at the end of the night, every department has to throw out whatever their old food is, and then it would like trash compact, and then the next person comes in. So the meat department, one guy started throwing out like 25 turkeys a night, and then driving around, opening up the dumpster and taking out the turkeys that were still good, and then selling them elsewhere and making a huge profit, and then got caught on the camera.
So this episode is essentially how to scam things again in a different way.
It's caught. That's the lesson.
But when you get caught, don't sign something without reading.
Don't sign something.
And also don't admit. So I was in the park, not to brag, but I was in the park, and there was some police there in the afternoon, obviously bored, and trying to give out tickets for people drinking in the park, which I'm like, can everyone relax? Like no one was being bad.
I thought it was legal right now to drink in the park because of the pandemic.
It is, unless you have some like lame whatever police officer being like, what are you guys doing? And it's like, get out of here.
Yes, I'm feeding him. Yes, he's 13 years old and I'm giving him booze, but come on, it's a pandemic.
The coolest thing I saw was this woman and a friend or her partner, I'm not quite sure, just sitting on the bench. I think they had went to a bakery, must have been served by a bakery boy. And they were like enjoying treats and had 2 craft beers. I could tell because it's like, those fancy, it wasn't like a moose head, They were sitting on the bench and the cop goes, is that yours? And she goes, no. No. And he goes, that's not yours? And she goes, no, it's not. He goes, so that's not your beer. And I was sitting there. I was just like, I am not ever not looking at this woman. She goes, no, it's not my beer. He goes, oh, okay. And then he goes to the guy. He goes, so what's that? And he's holding a beer. And he goes, oh, this is a gift from a friend. And he puts it into a bag. And they annoyed the cop so much. He was like, you know what? Just, oh my God. And like left. But it was it's ADAM CAWLEY energy.
I kind of love it. Right? It's calling the bluff.
No? Yeah. Can you imagine looking right at a cop going, not mine? No.
Well, have I told you when I bribed the Mexican police?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. You were like, how much to make this go away? Or what was it?
They wanted 1,000 pesos and I bribed them down to 500 and they're like, fine.
Most people would be scared shitless and being like, I guess I'm going to a jail in another country. I don't know what's going on. You're like, no. Everybody's got a price.
What? You're stopping me because I'm like this idiot walking around with a rum and Coke in a tall can? What do you want? Just here.
I love how you're over it.
I know. I'm on vacation, guys.
Like, what do you need? What do you need so we can all just move on?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I will say, like, Adam, every time you come on, you do really change people. I feel like people get more confident to bring that bribing Mexican cop energy to the world. People are over it.
I think it's just fun to I'm not always confident. There's lots of stuff I'm not confident in. I think there's just some things where experiencing, like when you are like the idea of using a bathroom of a restaurant, right? Like that thing, like, again, my partner would be like, well, no, that's like, I feel so awkward. And I'd be like, nobody cares, right? I always think back to—
Am I your partner in this situation? Because this has happened to us many times walking down the street.
I know.
I think it is. I think it's you specifically.
But it's like, I always think about when you are in class and someone's doing a speech, right? And you're so nervous for your speech. But then when someone else is up there, you're like, I'm thinking about other things.
It's so true.
I don't care. Like,
true.
You're up there and you're like, in the beginning. And at your desk, you're just like, should I have pineapple on my pizza? Maybe.
No.
Yes.
Are you invested? Oh, just the pizza. I thought Jason was like, no, I'm very present. It's so true.
No, I'm sweating through something that happened 3 periods before.
100%. Well, there's that meme that goes around all the time where it's like just someone like opening their eyes, like just sleeping. And it's like waking up at like, or you try to go to sleep and then you remember something you did 5 years ago and you just like stress about it. But truly no one is thinking about it. You know?
No one remembers because they're so upset with themselves of what they did on their own. And I think once I came to terms with that, I was like, oh, literally no one's thinking about me. And that's great.
There's been a lot of research going on in the chat just to figure out exactly how much you talked them down.
Oh yeah, Jan says she loves how you talk them down because 1,000 pesos is like $50 Canadian. And you're like
$40 American, and you're like, no, thank you. To get out of this and maybe not go to jail in a Mexican prison, $40, no, thank you, too much.
You know what? I think it's because Jan, because I think I felt more taken advantage of. Like they were trying to swindle me, and I was like, look. Because in most places I've been to, like in Ontario, you can't buy alcohol at a corner store, right? But in Mexico, you could buy it everywhere. And so I made the dumb assumption, like, why are you selling me this if I can't drink it? Where am I going to go?
Exactly.
So anyway, it was my bad, but fair. Okay, good.
This is why Canada can't have nice things.
What do you mean?
This is why they have LCBOs, because they're all Adam Cawleys walking around being like, well, if I can buy it here, I can drink it here.
It's
speaking to the story of LA, when Adam did go into a liquor store and then sat on their front porch, we'll call it, and drank alcohol.
They don't care.
And they were like, they did. They came out and they're like, what are you doing here?
Oh, really?
I was like, you have a table and 2 chairs outside of a liquor store.
So
what do you think people are going to do here?
That's what the employees smoke.
Adam's not wrong. What do they think people are going to do there?
And this is the thing. I'm not like, if they say you can't drink here, I'm not going to fight them. I'm not like angry about it. I think I just try. And if I get corrected, then I'm like, okay, sorry, I won't do it.
You have a table and chairs outside of a liquor store. You don't think you're going to pop a squat and crack something?
They gave me a cup. In a liquor store, they gave me a cup.
You were invited to drink out there.
The way you told that story, though, because I showed up later on that day. Well, not later on. I showed up as you just got kicked off. But the way you did it, it was like the man was very surprised that you made that choice.
Well, you're missing one part of the story, Jay. Because
I know.
Also, weed is legal in California. And so we smoked a joint on that same patio with the chair. And the guy comes up and goes, someone's smoking weed out here? And we're like, we are. He goes, you can't do that. And we're like, oh, sorry. And then he goes, are you drinking beers? And we go, yeah. He goes, you can't do that either.
I showed up about 15 minutes later and they told me the story. I was like, yeah, sounds right to me.
I honestly thought it was going to be fine. This is not me trying to be trouble. I'm just trying to do my thing.
This isn't like a new place. This place has for sure been there for a while.
What do you mean?
Like this wasn't a new establishment. Like this has been a setup for a long time, because you say, of course, this all sounds right. But by the sounds of the way that guy reacted, I was like, this is the first time anybody's ever tried to pull that. For sure. He's never seen that before, where it's like, what the fuck are you guys drinking on my table for? It's a table. You gave me a glass, which you sound completely sane. 100%. They give me a glass, pop it, have it. But
yeah,
no one else is doing it.
I don't know.
I can't wait for hotels to be a possibility, because I really feel like every time I see you and listen to you, Adam, I just get amped and I'm just like, I'm going to take what's mine. Like the energy I have now.
Stacey,
yes,
you got to go to a hotel and I want to see how many upgrades you can get.
Okay. Listen, before I go, I'll be like, okay, what's the list? And
We
you'll
should
walk me through.
We should do this as a 3-person thing and have and you guys can bet on who gets the most upgrades.
So we should all go to the same hotel.
There will be Vegas odds on this, and I guarantee you my odds are going to be the best odds. So you bet for me for a long shot, because I'm going to do it.
The late checkout time is another one.
Oh, I always get it pushed an hour, but I think I could get it pushed too.
I got pushed 7 hours.
How?
Because my dad runs the Cork section of the St. Patrick's Day Parade.
Okay.
And so it was the day of the St. Patrick's Day Parade. They sleep over the night before, and then my brother and I will go to his hotel room. We'll have drinks, go do the parade, and then come back to the hotel.
Right.
And so we just kept saying, like, oh, we're just trying to pack up. We're like, oh, okay, well, we can extend you. And then we just kept seeing how long we could go, and we got 7 hours.
That's amazing.
Like, why not? If no one else is coming in the room, they're a multi-million-dollar company. Get a few more hangs with your dad.
That's just so sweet.
Yeah.
I think it's just, I feel like I forget that
the guys that work there are like, Jesus Christ,
they don't care.
This is the thing. I'm sure they're like, what? Yeah, fine. There's like 300 rooms. Fine.
I just think about every job that I've had. I've never cared. I have literally never cared. I didn't care. I just wanted my shift over. So like, you want to return this book that's clearly like 50 years old? Sure. Okay. I don't
fine.
Yeah, fine. Exactly. So if I worked at a hotel, I'd be like, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
What's the first thing you'd ask for?
Me?
Both of you. What's the thing you want in a hotel? Oh,
a better room for sure. Like I would love a deep soak tub usually comes with it, but what do I want? A bottle of champagne. I want drinks. You want a view? I think a bottle of
Well,
champagne.
on our wedding, we had a hotel the night before, which Adam crashed at. That we had like a big hotel. It was a nice room. It had like, remember how big those rooms were? And we had like so we had those also the night of the wedding, but we're like, well, it's our wedding. We can only just once. Let's splurge. So we got like a room in a hotel that's huge in Toronto, and it's the height of it's great, and it's up. We're like, we want a room where we can just see Toronto. Like we want to wake up and go like, great, we're waking up in the morning, we're looking out at Toronto. And that was our only request. And we were like, we're going to spend like it was like $300 or $400. And we're like, we're doing this. It's going to be nice. And then we got there after our wedding. And this is like 1 or 2 in the morning. And we showed up and they had us on like the 3rd floor overlooking a construction site. And we're like, this is nuts. This is the only reason. We still have a nice hotel in the other place that's way better. And because the rooms are all small, it's one of these old Toronto ones, so it's like a tiny room or whatever. It's like nothing special about the room. We just wanted a view, and we went. They told them, and they're like, "Come back in a bit." And we walked to Toronto for an hour in the snow. It was great. But then when we came back, they also didn't have a better room for us.
Oh,
so she's walking around in the winter in her wedding dress for an hour.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not gonna that's not gonna fly for me.
What they did do, because I haven't said the name of the hotel and I won't, but they were very, very nice. And then they're like, on your year anniversary, come back, and they did give us like for free the best room for our year anniversary. It was really nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. I wouldn't be dealing with that in any fucking capacity.
I came back and because I was like, I got to go get something to think, and I was like, they're like, what do you need? And I was like, I'm just going to go to get a Gatorade, and I'll come back. And they're like, don't. And then when I came back, our room was filled with Gatorades, all different flavors.
I would be like, fuck that Gatorade. The night is continuing. I want a bottle of champagne. I want Gatorade for the next morning. I want a pack of cigarettes just cause. I don't even smoke. I just
want to roll them up my sleeve so I look real badass.
Oh yeah. Because the thing is, I'm really good when something's gone awry and we're not having it anymore. That's when I am like, this cannot stand, you know?
What have you gotten mistreated like at a place where like something wasn't up to par?
Yeah, at a hotel. I booked a hotel. I think I already said the story, but I booked a hotel because I love a staycation. And what basically happened was the Raptors were having their celebration party at the hotel.
Well, this sounds like an upgrade already.
No, because the pool was closed for the full. Like I booked the hotel knowing that just for the pool. And I remember calling, going, I just need to make sure that this pool is going to be available this weekend because I'm only booking it because you have a pool and I want to swim. And they're like, yep, it's open. Got there. They're like, the pool is closed and these elevators are closed and you can't have access to this or this or this. So like basically it was just like bare bones.
Because they weren't closed, just the Raptors were in there partying.
Exactly.
Whoa.
I said, will not stand. I have been lied to. And I got a full, I had already stayed a night and I got the fully waived. And then
Good
a bunch of martinis on the way out. So I had a bunch of free martinis, saw the Raptors, was wasted out of my mind. I was like, who's that? You know, just really martini drunk, and which is not fun. So really I did lose ultimately, but it was okay. It was okay.
I love it. That's great.
Thanks. I do want to shift quickly to our fitness regimes because it's the pandemic and I feel like everyone is not feeling their lightest and brightest. And I want to know how your fitness journey is going, Adam, and we will tell you how ours is and hopefully get validation from you.
It's tough. What I really love is, and this sounds so lame, but I love like lifting heavy things.
Me too.
So like the big compound exercises, like a squat or a deadlift, like it feels like the places I haven't gone to as an actor in my head, like to get somewhere, I can get lifting something.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you do monologues while you lift?
No, like if you're like, this character needs to go to a deep, dark place, it's like, I have trouble with that. But it's like, if I need to get to a dark place to lift this thing, I can do it. And it's I haven't been able to do it because I haven't gone to a gym. And so that's the one thing I miss.
You don't have weights at home?
Not like a big bell, like barbell with like the big, you know?
Yeah.
So it's been difficult, but I really got into the Bixie bikes biking every morning.
You're really big.
I still can't. I gotta get up. Like I want to see you in a gym, just setting up a self-tape light and just being like, I just got to get there, so I just got to lift this weight. Ugh. Okay, now I can cry. Now I can cry.
You know, go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
Yeah, no, like to psych yourself up to like you know when you see like actors and they're like getting ready. Have you ever seen the clip of Jack Nicholson getting ready to do
It's such BS.
I can't do that. But mentally, if you need to lift something, like summon some sort of superhuman strength, like when a kid sees their parent under a car and they all of a sudden lift the car, it's like you can psych yourself up. And that's the thing I really miss.
It sounds like you can get vulnerable though while you're lifting, because you're like,
because he's relinquishing control because he can't do something. So he's trying to like, that's your most vulnerable.
Jameson's pushing Ting on you.
Oh,
hey, I'm into Ting. I want to hear about your Ting journey, because mine is fine. I often go to Pickering if I have like a free time, and my mom has like weights in her basement, which are fine. But the bike has been the big thing. I do miss the heavy lifting. But how is Ting?
Well, okay, so I just want to say this quick story. So you were talking about being a parent, like getting to that emotional place where you see like your kid lifting a car, and I had to do an audition. It was a horror movie where I had to play happy mom. Okay, stretch. I could play angry mom, but happy mom, I haven't felt that love. So, anyways, it was for a horror movie, and my kid gets by a evil kid or something. She throws a full like convenience store shelf over top of my kid. So all my lines is Brandon. I just had to yell the name. Okay. So I go to this audition and it's supposed to be like a guttural, like my child. And so, and it's like a big movie. It's a nothing role, but like big casting agent, you know, like the agent, you know, your agent's like, come prepared. I'm like, will I forget my one line? So I go in and I was like, Stacey, you have to just like go legit. Like you just have to not be embarrassed. You just have to do it. So then I go, Brandon. And she starts laughing. The cameraman starts laughing. The reader is dying laughing. They're crying laughing. They're like, hilarious. But so let's just give you so they're like, let's just give you the scenario. You're scared about your kid. I'm like, okay, so you want me to act? And then she goes, yeah, your kid is locked under a shelving unit. And I go, okay. And then I'm sitting there and the kid's like, Mommy, I'm going to go play. And then I'm like, uh-huh. And then just as she knows, I'm going to say, Brandon again. She covers her mouth. The camera guy looks away and the reader starts like snort laughing. And she goes, okay, Stacey, you're the best. You're obviously not getting this.
I love it.
Anyways, unrelated, but it was just maybe the most embarrassing day of my life. So I also can't access things without lifting heavy things. Brandon! How would you yell? But serious.
That's the trick.
Well, it's also weird, a little inside, but it's also weird because like sometimes these casting rooms are so small.
Oh, it was a closet.
Yeah. And so like to give it your all is a little much.
Agreed.
But you have to like your volume has to be here, but your intensity has to be here. And so you're like, Brand.
Yeah, like legit. Before we get into our fitness, like I just want to hear both of you. And if you want, if you're listening to this, please send your version of yelling Brandon to at the Regulars Podcast.
Am I gonna blow the speakers?
No. You don't have to like scream it. You don't have to go full tilt, but like just your kid is just thrown a full shelving unit. Okay.
You gotta be the kid.
I'm the kid.
I think he wants you to cue him.
Okay, what do I? Okay, I'm just gonna go play over here. Oh no.
Brandon.
See, it's really hard. Brandon.
Maybe it's
okay. I'm gonna
Brandon.
That's really good. That was the best one. Jason, what would you do?
Okay, cue me then.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go play over here. Oh no,
Brandon.
That was the best one. You could tell he has a kid.
Okay. He's okay. He's
I
okay.
love when Jason starts crying in the audition room, and it's like, I just pictured what would actually happen.
Charlie, Brandon, fuck, sorry. Do it again.
Okay, sorry about that little sideways.
Crazy eyes wins.
Every time.
Jan said, "I'm sorry, but acting is so embarrassing," and it's so true. It's really true.
That's the best way to sum up acting I've ever heard.
It's so embarrassing. Like the things you have to do, like it makes me so upset. Barbara. I could do Barbara, but Brandon.
Brandon?
Because I can't. I only sound like a teen boy when I say it. Brandon.
It's like,
do you want somebody to pass you a ball? Is that what you're asking for?
It's Brandon. And if you go too small, like Stacey didn't follow through on the pitch.
Yeah.
Or if you just go so hard, then it's equally as embarrassing.
Oh.
And there's this weird sweet spot that no one knows how to get to, that we're all just trying to avoid not going far enough or going way too far.
And there's nothing more embarrassing. The few times I've been a reader and it's been a serious role, there's nothing more embarrassing than someone going, and you know what I have to tell you? Line. I'm like, ew, ew, make it up. Ew. It's so embarrassing.
I actually love that. I have a lot of, I don't know what it is. I think it's amazing that people can do that. I can't do that. I can't ask for I can't call for a line. That's why I'm like, if I don't know the lines, I'm fucked. I'm like, I don't want to call for a line. It takes me out of it. I'm like, I need to get through it.
Sorry.
And it's just like, I gotta feel like you have to know it so well that you can act. So it's like, you have everything broken down or whatever. Although I also love that we're all improvisers. So it's like, it's easy to switch things up, but I can never be like, line. When they tell me to hold a script and I'm like, I look at a line, I'm like, well, this is going to throw me off because I know this and I just want to give me the crutch, I'll use the crutch.
I was a reader. So for people who don't know, a reader is like someone who's just reading the other lines while someone's auditioning. And Jason walked in and he saw that I was the reader and he was like, God damn it. What? Okay. So you're doing this? And I was like,
I can't.
And he couldn't do the audition. He was like thrown off. I was like, we've performed together. This is a gift.
I can't. Audition feels so intimate. So right now what's happening is because we're in this, any audition you get has to be self-taped, but you have to self-tape. I have to do it with my partner and she knows this. I have a terrible time with my wife as the reader. I cannot. I just can't do it.
Is it what, do you laugh or do you feel awkward? What is it? I
don't know what it is. I was just I feel like you're seeing me do something that is very intimate. It's very this is where I get vulnerable and this is where I do my thing. And I know that I'm supposed to be vulnerable with my wife in every way, but this is just one thing that I'm like, no, this is for me. I don't know what it is, but this is hard to do. It's harder to do with somebody there that you're like even Stacey, who I act with, I'm like, I couldn't do it. I was like, no, I know you.
You can't act with the person you act with.
I don't know what it is. I have no idea, but it's definitely a block goes up and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it sucks because it's like you have this status with your friends where you're like, oh, Jason thinks I'm funny. Great.
Yeah. If
I fail in this audition in front of him, I no longer have that status in Jason's head.
That might be it too. It's because we all know we all book stuff all the time. We're all we've been in this for a long time. So then to see somebody and then go,
yeah, maybe, it's you get to see
doors.
The finished product, but to see the process is so embarrassing.
It is absolutely true. Jameson says this, and Jameson does book, as we say on this podcast all the time, actual stuff, and he says it's not easy to learn calling line, that's for sure, but it can be learned. The hard part is staying in it. And here's my problem. I'm never in it because I think it's a full joke. I'm acting is not difficult. It is not hard. But maybe that's what holds me back.
Yeah, I think we should all listen to Jameson. Jameson books quite a lot of work.
Like a lot of like actual work.
Yeah.
No, you book work too. You have been a series regular on a television show. You've been on multiple television. You've written for television. Like you are quite successful. Where I sell yogurt. End of sentence. You know.
But like, isn't that the one where they had like 8 of you?
Yeah. And in that commercial where I'm selling a healthy Kelsey Prees, a healthy snack, I spike the camera and they keep it in. I literally was like, you just see me looking right at the camera.
It throws me out. That'll happen every once in a while in an actual television show, and I'm just like, they just looked right down the lens, but they didn't cut it. They didn't shoot it again. Someone didn't notice that. It's very weird.
So like I've been watching Normal People. Have you been watching Normal People, Adam?
No.
They're Irish.
I don't know what to say. I haven't.
Well, like you need to get on it because A, it's an amazing show. B, it's in Ireland. Like,
are they in Belfast?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Does it matter?
Okay. So they're from Dublin. Okay.
Are they from Cork City? Because if they're not from Cork City, then why the fuck would I care?
They're from Sexy City, and I love
Brandon.
Brandon.
No, he's trapped. He's trapped.
Oh, I'm mad at him for being trapped. Brandon, don't embarrass me in front of the other dads.
That's probably actually more true to parenthood.
What?
You're right.
I told him not to fucking play with that thing, and now it's falling on him. Here it goes. His fault.
You can access it. That's wonderful. That's really beautiful, Jay. Good for you. Anyways, but I look at that show a lot, and I've been thinking about that show a lot because it's so heartbreaking and very sensual. But I just think like if I was cast in that, I would have to buck up. I'd have to be like, you're acting. Like you cannot be embarrassed. You just have to be like legit.
What's the show or the vibe that you feel you could act the best in?
Okay, well, right off the top, I'm thinking 3 camera. Okay, we're talking 3 camera.
Yeah.
Opening totally. The door, like, hello, and everyone's like, but
you just burst in the door like Kramer. Yeah.
Brandon.
So Jameson has asked if someone can yell Brandon in an Irish accent, and I absolutely cannot.
Yeah, this is a Cawley all the way.
I gotta think now. Right. All right. Brandon.
It's like a bit chilled.
Look, Brandon, there's a few guys now that are falling under cabinets now. All right. I don't want you to be one of those guys now falling under cabinets. You hear me now? Jesus.
Oh God. In university, we had to do a thesis on an accent. And I was so bad at accents that I did Minnesota, and then it changed my voice forever.
What if you? Well, then you should be auditioning for Fargo all the time.
I know, I do. I'm kidding. Could you believe that?
I bought that, and I was like, "You do?"
No, I don't. I don't. Anyways, that's our acting segment, but let's get into fitness. Because we've got Adam here. Let's do fitness and we'll do some talk.
Yeah, I don't know where you're both at because I've been hearing fantastic things.
Oh, okay. Jason?
Well, this is what I would like to actually. One of the reasons why I'm happy Adam's here today is because I've just completed the 2-week program. So now I've done a 30-day and a 2-week, and I'm like, great, I did it. But this is sort of where we talked about it, where I kind of start to fall off the longevity of things. Because my body's like getting beat up. Like I can feel it. I am having a harder time doing things because I'm like, I've taken rest days even. And I'm like, I didn't take in the first 30 days.
You're supposed to take rest days.
I took the rest days that were suggested in the program. But now it's like, I'll take a rest day and I'll be like, I need another rest day. Like my knees are messed. My back's messed. I can't feel things. So like now I don't want to get injured, but I want to make sure that longevity kicks in. So like I need Adam's advice on longevity in working out.
This is
Here would be my thoughts, Jay, because I think you're right. I think rest days, you got to, right? You don't want to injure yourself. You don't want to hate working out.
Mm-hmm.
So a few things. One, longevity would be start writing things down. What are the things you've noticed? What are the positives that you've noticed in terms of like even feeling like I feel good?
Yeah.
Like I feel better. I feel that that feeling after a workout, like all of those things, start to write them down.
So get a workout diary.
Or yeah, even if it's not a workout diary, like just on your phone in the notes section, just like writing down all the positive things that you're enjoying about it. And then you can even have a list of things you're looking forward to. So when you're ready to like treat yourself on like a cheat day, or a day where you're like, you know what, I've worked hard this week, I'm gonna go out and do something for me, write down what you're looking forward to. And then so like you've got all of the things that are reinforcing your good habits, and then the thing that you're going to kind of remind yourself of when you're like at that point of, oh, I might fall off, plan the fall off instead of falling off. Be like, I'm gonna fall off on Saturday.
That's so smart. That's so smart.
What's the problem if I fall off already 2 days a week?
That's
what
okay.
does fall off mean though?
It means I know that I'm gonna have a good time.
But what does that mean?
Have a good time. Have a good time.
This is Jason's problem, is he doesn't allow himself any sort of.
I allow myself too much. I allow myself too much food and alcohol. I do. I'm very bad at that part of things, because I'll be like, great, oh, we're having our weekly whatever, and it's time to party, and I'm like, this week, no drinks. And then people are like, hi, hey, all right, we guys ready to have a good time? I'm talking to each other. I'm like, just let me go get my whiskey. Okay.
But what if you know you're gonna have that hangout, like Adam says, and like that's just fine?
It is. Yeah. I get that. I get that.
Jay, this is not like, I'm actually super proud that you completed all this. Like, it's awesome.
See?
And if you have a hangout, have a hangout. Go nuts. Who cares? This isn't going to go anywhere. Like your health and fitness isn't going anywhere. So I think we said this last time, but it's like you take a detour, you get off the highway, spend a day.
We've mentioned your detour many times afterwards.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's so true, because it's like, you know, often Jason and I would be like one bump in the road and we're like, oh, is it? Because I think we think in our heads we're hitting an end goal, but it's just maintenance.
Yeah. I think it's like,
yes, it's not maintenance yet. Because first it's get in the shape closer to where I would like to be, and then it's maintenance.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's health. It's an ongoing thing.
Like this, if my body was a car, as I explained it to the doctor the other day, right now I'm this rusty old truck, and I want to like get the rust off, make the engine newer again so it runs well, and then maintain. But the engine's not going to get better, but the engine can be better. I can oil it. I don't know. This metaphor sucks, but what I'm getting at is
the engine's never going to be able to surf. So just know that.
2 weeks.
He's going surfing, Adam. So what do you think about that?
I don't know why you're anti-surfing. I think this is great.
His back is like 2 steps away from being fused together.
It's on water.
His knee is a step beyond.
Jay, has a doctor said you can or cannot surf?
I haven't brought it up to them, but they told me I can't run or jog.
I don't know the difference, but if your doctor says go to surf, I would say surf, man. I think that's great. But your car analogy, I get, but I would just say what you've already accomplished is the habit, right? Mm-hmm. You've changed your mindset into like, oh no, this is part of my life now. Great. That's all you need. So don't worry about the day off here or there. Like there's no goal. There is no end. This is it.
Exactly.
Yeah. My difference was there is a goal to start, because it's like a certain weight or a certain size of your waist or something first, and then maintain.
Sure. I get that. But I mean, look, let's say you take 2 days off and you go nuts. Let's say
every second day,
what that's going to do, like in the grand scheme of things, it's really not going to do anything. Totally. I think keeping this okay is probably more important. And if you need a day or two to do that, do it, man. I do it all the time.
I honestly feel like you need your own podcast, Adam, and I would like to produce it and take 15%. But you're so uplifting. I feel like you bring this energy of like, it's not all or nothing, and you're like, it's fine. You let things.
I think because I've been like, I've struggled with my body forever, and I think I went extreme. And then I think I've hopefully found a place where it's like, dude, it's all okay. Everybody's on their own journey. Everybody does their own thing. But I think the stress about it is what deters people from staying with it. And I think, Jay, you know, I've known you for so long. It's hard. It's just hard. But I would say just go easy on yourself, because you're doing great. Everything you're saying, I'm like, this is awesome. You've done this and this. Good for you. That's great.
But I think that it is like, for me, a big thing that I struggle with in my fitness journey is you know, when you've put on some LBs, instead of being like, okay, that happened, I just like sit there. You just sit and you stew, right? And you just like worry and shame instead of just being like, oh, I'll just go for a run. Like, you know what I mean? I think people sit in like the shame of like whatever, which is so silly.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It's stressing about all of this stuff is so is so counterintuitive for me. I think Jay, like, and for all of us, like, think about what were you before Chloe Ting? Were you doing anything that you were sticking with?
No.
I go in bouts. So like I'll go to, yeah. No, the easy answer is no.
So what are you doing now that you're done Chloe Ting?
Well, this is what I'm asking. This is why I'm bringing this up. Because like, great. Now that I just finished yesterday, because the 2 weeks took a bit longer than I was supposed to. I had that rest day over the weekend where I was supposed to work out. Anyways, I'm done now.
Pictures?
What's that?
Do you have the after pictures?
So this is what the second part I was going to get at. Because one, I'm just looking to what to do next. So I might just do another Chloe Ting. I have a 35-day one that she uses, and I'm like, maybe I'll just do that so I can stick with it for 35 days. Okay. Because it seems to be working. I'll stick to her thing. Two, I didn't take a picture, and the reason why is this. I think because when you take days off, you get worse.
No, you don't.
Lot quicker than you get better. Don't. I worked out for so 2 weeks and 30 days. And all this, in the last pictures, you could see the progress. If I showed you the picture from yesterday, you'd be like, "Oh, you went back to the beginning."
No, send me it, please. Send me.
You're going to be like, "How did you go back to the beginning in a couple days?"
Before we end this podcast, send me right now your first day starting from the first original Chloe Ting, and send me your final photo.
I'll give it to you for Friday for this podcast.
I think you're delusional.
We'll see.
I say it with love, Adam. You can say something more kind.
I'm loving Shayla in the chat. Shayla's given some real love.
Oh, that's really nice.
And yeah, Jay, I think that
I like that he ends her real inspirational quotes or something like that. I don't know.
But Jay, that thought that you have of like after a day off, it's worse. That might be one of the reasons why you fall off of like, well, you know, it's obviously worse, and it's not. Like, it's really, as someone who has done a lot of those, it's not. It may feel that way just because you're full of like extra salt and you're retaining a lot of junk, but you're fine.
Totally.
Yeah. It's just frustrating. Again, I'm not worried about it. I feel good. I feel like I've been going the right way. What I'm getting at is like, if you work out for a month, but then you take like a week off in a row, you're back to where you started. Because
no,
like,
absolutely not.
It feels like it all the time. Like this isn't a new revelation for me. I'm always like, it's like 2 steps forward, but then it's 2 steps back very quickly.
Well, no, I don't think that that's true. Like I was doing Chloe Ting, and then I started doing Chloe Ting with my Peloton. And then this last week, I just did all Peloton. I just got in, got out.
I saw that on your thing. You did a lot of Peloton stuff.
Huh?
I saw a lot of you put a couple up on your Instagram.
Listen, it costs enough. It's got to be every day. But and then I just did a Chloe Ting a couple days ago, and I was like, oh, I'm so much stronger. I'm like, the muscle memory is there. So like you can take a week off. You can take a couple days off. You have to listen to your body, but that doesn't mean like you're back to what you were before. It's ridiculous.
I'm just talking about aesthetically.
That's why you should take photos, because it's important, because we'll see a difference.
Okay. Yep. We'll see.
Yeah.
I just mean like, I don't mean like we'll see, like, oh, we'll see. I mean like, well, I'll show you on Friday and we'll
listen to Shayla. She says, I struggle with taking rest days too, Jason, but the next workout is always great. It's true. You got to fill up your gas tank.
So Jay, the short answer is I think I'm going to do that 35-day Chloe Ting program.
Jay, do you on your rest day or whatever, if you feel like you need a rest, have a stretch, like a real easy, like I got a lacrosse ball.
Yeah.
You just lay on the ground and just work out those shoulders, work out that lower back. And it's like, do it in front of the TV. It's like you're preparing for later while you're resting.
I love it.
It's great. Adam, I have to say, you've really come in. I feel like you should be here all of the time. Haley is suggesting some yin yoga, which I always love. Yeah. And I highly suggest some stretching and some meditation and some self-reflection and self-compassion.
That's a lot of things on the agenda.
I'm just saying.
Well, I gotta say, I'm always thrilled to be here, and I'm proud of you for both of your journeys.
Oh my gosh.
It's a tough one, so I love it.
It really is, and I will say,
Can you tell us you're proud in an Irish accent?
Guys, look, there's a few other podcasts now that I've been on, and I got to tell you, this one is grand, real class, right? So I'm proud of you both. All right, now go on now, do another podcast now the next day on Friday now, will you know?
Is this Jamaican Irish at the end there?
Very close.
I need to find an Irish man. So if you are Irish and not a pervert listening to this or watching this, please message me.
I do want to put out there, Haley put Epsom salts baths. Do you know what? I took one last night.
They're great.
I've never done that before in my life, other than once at a hotel on a road trip that we've already talked about. And then there was 2 packs. So I took one, and last night I pulled it. I was like, I'm gonna use this.
Can I tell you, if you want to really treat yourself, get a bit high, get in that bath, have a little smoke, listen to some soft music. Oh my gosh.
I'm going to find the front of a liquor store and do that. And then
Are you having a bath? Are you bathing? What are you?
Jason, now we didn't get to your TikToks. We'll get to some on Friday, but I wanted to see if you wanted to play just one before we leave.
Okay. So should I pick the one then that I want to show today?
Well, that's what I just said.
I know, but like you said, we'll show just one. I'm just trying to find it. So then under brand, I assume. Okay, great. Which one's my fun one that I really like?
Just play it, please.
Thank you. Fine. Here it is.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I understand. Jeff, you good, Jeff? I don't feel like swimming no more, man. Hey, man, don't be thinking like that, man. We have to swim, bro. We fish. That's what we on this earth for. We roam this ocean. We take pride in that, man. You can't be thinking like that, man. You can't, man. You can't. Man, I just don't see it like that, bro. What are we doing with our lives, Timothy? What are we doing just swimming around the ocean, man? There's nothing beneficial about that at all. We have a gift. We can swim. You see Bob the crab over there? He can't swim, but he's content. He's content with what he does. You are right. I'm not gonna lie, you're right. Let's go swimming, man. I'm sorry about that. Let's swim. I'm sorry.
I cried on my shirt. I cried on it. I cried on my shirt.
Like, it's so funny for those who for people who know Jason, because Jason is like so fun loving and so like energetic and party animal. But if I saw that, I'd be like, that's for Jason.
That is for Jason.
Like, it's right up Jason's alley. It's so Jason. I love it.
Oh
Can I do this? And I'll do one more really quickly because it's the same guy. I fell in love with this guy, but I think this one's more for, I particularly brought this one because I think this one's for ADAM CAWLEY by the same guy.
Okay, great. Here we go.
Oh my goodness, I love playing with my toys. Ma'am, did you say something?
I mean, okay.
It might be hard to see, but like he's just staring with his eyes through the crack of the door the whole time.
Yeah. I will say the fish one to me is just.
It's way better. I put that one in there because like ADAM CAWLEY for sure would be that guy.
Well, people are loving it. Again, audio styles. We won't do another full episode of talks because we know that that's unfair, but just a few of them. And if you want to watch them, youtube.com/theregulars. So Adam, here's the deal. I'm going to put up your little shenanigans. So what do you have going on right now? Where can people find you? Where can people listen to you? What's going on?
Yeah, those places right there. My podcast, as I say, is much more for improvisers. But it's called the Backline Podcast. That's where you can see me right now. It's
the best. You are the best. What a fun day this was today. You are a goddamn treat, Adam. Please come back forever and always. I feel like we just need you on a Monday motivation just to get our week started.
Yeah.
We always feel better when you're on the podcast. And I feel like people listening, there's a thing or two to be learned.
One day we can bring you on a Friday, and then because Adam's also a cocktail king as well.
Oh yeah, we should do some cocktails with you. That would be so fun. You can pick one.
I'm up for any and all of it. I love it.
I need to elevate because I just can't be a girl who just drinks like Michelob Ultras because it's low cal beer. I need to really. I'm wearing a puffy sleeve. I feel like my cocktails should represent that. So we'll be back on Friday at 12:30. Jason, is there anything you want to say before we say goodbye?
No. Thank you, Adam, though, for coming on and being inspirational all the time. And even to the people in the community, like Shayla and the rest, everyone being very inspirational and motivating.
Yeah, it was such a great episode. And so we will all see you on Friday. Bye.
Bye.